Welcome back, everyone. So up to this point, I've got the database done. I've pretty much got my designs completed how I want. And now I've got the app mostly set up, all of the dependencies and everything. And now I want to start actually building out the UI and doing everything that, that I need to do to bring the app to life. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to get going and work on it and talk you through everything that I'm doing. Right now, what I have here is the first sprint up. As you can see, everything that I've done in the sprint is, well, done. It's over in the done column. So at this point, the sprint's complete. No more days remaining because remember, I do 2-week sprints for the agile process. Normally at this point, if I was working on a project with a team, we would do, we would do a retro. We'd go back and we'd look over all the work that we've done for the sprint and then determine what went well, what didn't go well, make some updates to it, kind of get an idea of what we should be doing. I'm not going to do that because it's just me. I kind of know what went well and what didn't go well and what I need to update and things like that. And it's really just going to be me going through and doing a bunch of stuff over there. So I'm going to hit the complete sprint. Yes, complete. I'll go to the backlog. You can see I've got another sprint all lined up, and it's really just the top bar UI and the date selection UI. So what do I mean by that? If I go over to my designs, it's really just this. This is going to be the top bar, and then this date selection process right here that we're going to be working on and going through. So let's go back here. I'm going to hit start sprint. Yes, yes. All right, start. Cool, sprint started, and I'm going to start moving this guy over into the process because today, whoops, we're going to be working on this. All right, so let's get going. The first thing that I want to do is I want to actually just bring the colors that I have selected in to the app. So I've got that black, the white, and the green. So if I go over here, okay, cool. I'm going to pull this green in. So we'll go here. Don't know why it thinks all of this. Sync. Cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay. So we'll go to there. We're going to go to the colors. You can see they kind of set up a bunch of different colors for me, whatever. I may not actually use some of these. So I'm going to go color name equals, and I'm going to call this green. There we go. Color name. Let's see, what's that? Black. That one. Just gonna call it black. Very creative. Sometimes your designers will be good enough to actually give you good names for your colors. I'm not very good at naming colors and such. All right, then we'll do that. We'll copy over. Color name equals off white. I don't want to call this white because it isn't. It's a bit of an off white. So anyway, okay, so let's go and update the themes and everything. Color primary at color primary is going to be green. I'm just going to do the variant. The color on primary is probably going to be that off-white, and then the secondary colors, I don't really have secondary colors, so I'm going to just put the green in here as well, and then we'll do white, actually off-white. Okay, cool. So next up, I'm going to switch this from a dark action bar to a, well, a no action bar. There's a reason for this, because if it has a dark action bar, I have to update and change up that action bar, so I want to get rid of it. Looks like I also need to do the color changing here as well, so I'll just copy and paste. All right, cool. Colors are in. Nice. All right, so some of these have a different opacity to them. We can see like 75% right there. So what I can do is go over here and do a good quick search for hex opacity. So let's see, hex opacity. Ooh, nice little table for us. Perfect. F. Right. 75. Cool. Go over here to Android Studio. Go to the colors. Go color name equal black. And I'm going to put the number 75 right after it to just indicate that that is the opacity for me. It's just a nice little simple way of reminding me. And then what's this opacity? This opacity is 50%. Zero. Scroll down here. 80. Zero. All right, cool. So those are good. I think I got all of those. Okay, next, I want to pull in the font. I'm using Barlow semi-condensed. There's a reason for that, and that's because it is free. It is a free font provided by Google. If you go to fonts.google.com, you can get all kinds of different fonts that are out there. You can search and play around and get just have a little fun with them. Okay. So I have to download it. In fact, I actually already have it all downloaded. So what I'm going to do is unzip it and then bring it in. So one moment. Okay, so here are all of the different fonts, different file fonts to describe what the font looks like at each of them. I'm not a font expert, so I'm not 100% on what TTF stands for or what these describe, but basically they're just describing how it looks. I'm not going to pull all of them into the app at the moment. I'm just going to pull in the two that I currently need, which is Barlow semi-condensed black and then Barlow semi-condensed regular. So I'll go over here, we'll create a new font res directory. Where is that? There it is, font, create. And then I'm gonna take this black semi-condensed, put it into there. Next, oh, okay, why is it starting to be? Drop it in. Yep, refactor, move, add to Git. All right, so giving me an error because these are characters that are not, so I'm just gonna change it up. Refactor it. Boom. Next is the regular, which might actually be hard to find. Map. Bold, italic, light. Do. There it is. Ha! Staring me right in the face, actually. That is hilarious. Usually does that. Alright, refactor, add, then Shift F6 to rename it. Semi condensed regular. Okay, cool. So they're added in, and I can actually use and grab them later. Okay, so they're added in, and I can use and grab them later if I need to. So let's see, or if, when I need to. Okay, next step is I'm going to start actually building this out, and how I'm going to build it is using one of these top material app bars, the material ones that they've provided. Google has created for us and gives us, so you can see it's very similar to this, and there's a lot of really nice stuff. It needs to be wrapped in an app bar, so here's the material bar that I'm going to be using. It needs to be wrapped in the app bar. Currently, so they show it in coordinator layout, and that's because of the scrolling nature of the app bar layout that you can get, like the really nice little fun stuff. Maybe they have an example. Here we go. So like it can scroll and this can collapse, and that's kind of what a coordinator layout is designed for. I'm using a constraint layout, so I'll leave that. I'll keep it at a constraint layout for the time being, but we'll see later. All right. So let me scroll up here. Kind of use this as a reference. I don't always memorize all this stuff right off the top of my head, and so I like pulling it up for a reference later. I kind of already know a little bit about how to use it, but I like having the documentation open while I'm actually building stuff. So I'm going to go here. We'll go to the layout, main. Okay, text view. App bar, material app bar layout. Width is going to be 0 dp. Height is going to be wrap. Reason I do 0 dp is because it needs to match constraints. All right, cool. Now to do the material toolbar. There it is. Width, match parents, and then height is let's see. So app bar, no. Action bar size. That's what it is. Oh, right there. Ooh. There we are. So that's the action bar size. That's the size that has traditionally been used for action bars and such. And you can see it's got my nice little green, my green apple color, apple type color. Okay, next, the nice thing about using the material bar app bar is if I go and I scroll down, here we go. You can see some of the title attributes, and you can see that there is title text and there is subtitle text, which is basically what this looks like. So this is title text and this is subtitle text. So we can do that. App title, and we'll do like Wednesday. App subtitle Jan 1, 2021. Okay, problems. That's not the text of the font that we want to use. That's not it at all. That's not the coloring either that we want. So we're going to go and we're going to theme this properly and change the stuff. If I go over here, I can see I've got a bunch of different attributes like the title text color, the subtitle text color, the appearance, all of that stuff. Like we've got a bunch of things that we can do. So when they say the text appearance changes the typography, they mean they're really talking about the font and stuff. And you can see that the default value is this attribute right here. Okay, so I'm going to go and we're going to change that up right now. So we'll go over here to the themes. We're going to do it. one thing I do want to note, there are two theme files. There's the night one and then the everything else one. If it's not defined, so the night one, if it's not defined or a style is not defined in the night one, then it's going to fall back to this other one. So I only need to define this in one location, really. So style, style name. We're gonna call this title for the time being. I might make this a little bit more specific later. And then the parent is going to be material. Let's see, what's this called? Text appearance headline 6. Text. Material. Let's see if I got anything in here that will help me out. Text appearance headline 6. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. So now to change the font, so item, Android font family. Font family changes the font and everything. So at this point, it's going to be, what is it? It is, let's see, this one is Barlow semi-condensed black at font Barlow semi-condensed black. Item name equals Android text color. Let's see, this is the 75 at color black 75. All right, cool. So that should basically be it. And if I go back here, I can do app title text loops, text appearance at style title. All right, we're really not going to see it in here because this isn't going to load the fonts into it at all. So it's kind of unfortunate, but whatever. All right, and we're going to do the exact same thing with the subtitle. Let's see, what is the default for the subtitle? It is subtitle 1, so we'll do parent text appearance material. Subtitle 1, right? Is that what I said? Yes. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to copy, basically going to be copying both of these. And we're going to change this from black to regular. And then this was 50 opacity, if I'm remembering this all correctly. So we'll go here. We'll go app, subtitle, text appearance at style, subtitle. Okay, again, really not really seeing that. So let's go ahead and run this on the emulator and see how this looks. Okay, did not take effect. So that must mean that this is overwriting a bunch of stuff. So we can go into it actually and kind of get an idea. Oh, look, font family. So this must be overwriting it. So what we can do, let's say item name equals font family at font Barlow semi-condensed black. Let's go back here. Text style normal, letter spacing, everything's looking good so far. The only issue is the color. Or maybe the color is correct and I'm just looking at that incorrectly. There we go. So Barlow semi-condensed. We can always verify that the color is the color that is being put here by just saying white. And it's not. So let's go ahead and figure out where that color is being defined. text style bold, medium sans serif. I'm just like following this all up. Text color primary. So I'm wondering if I should be using a material color. So see how this is, they have here the material toolbar title color, and it tells us to use this, which is attribute text color primary. If I go to my themes, and I say, okay, cool. Let's see, item name, text color primary at color black 75. Run this. Kind of looks like it, but let's do. Yeah, so for some reason it's not setting that correctly, so I'm just going to set this text color correctly, like that. So we'll go here and we'll say, all right, app title text color at color black 75. Yep. We'll hit run. Yeah, that looks much better. That's correct. So what I can do now is app title, or sorry, subtitle text color at color black. Oops. Color black 50. Run this. Cool. Looks good. I'm liking it, and everything's looking nice and hunky-dory, and I'm just really using the default sizes and stuff. I don't really want to mess around with those. Like, I could go here and I could say, all right, well, that's supposed to be 20. I wonder, I don't know if that's like 20 SP or not, or something or other, so it could be something else entirely. Next thing I want to do is pull in these two icons. I got these icons from the material icons, so it's easy enough for me to just pull them in using Android Studio. I can go over here, go to the drawables, make a new one, look for vector asset, and I'm looking for, so what's really kind of cool is I can actually search for any of these. So I can go settings, and I've got this, and I can say, all right, well, do I want the filled? Do I want the outlined? Do I want the rounded? Do I want the sharp? Or do I want the two-tone? I don't like the two-tone. I just want the rounded. So we'll hit OK. I like to call them much easier than what they had. Let's see, the color, it's going to be that for the moment. And I'll hit next. And I'll say OK. And then we're going to add that, and then I'm going to go in here, and for the color, instead of being this at Android, it's going to be at color off-white. So then that makes it look nice, looks like the rest of the app, the white that I use. So the next thing we'll get that calendar icon. I think that's called today. So So we'll go today. Yes, that's the one. Select that, filled, round, hit OK. Icy today. Okay, finish. Go in here. Make it my off-white. There we go. All right, cool. So how do I get them to show up here? Well, if we go back here to the material components library or documentation, I can scroll up and it tells me. It just basically says, here's a menu, create a menu, and then you set the menu. The, whoops, wrong one. This menu right here. That's it. It's really that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this. So we'll go here. I'm going to create a new resource directory and call it menu somewhere. There it is, menu. Okay. New menu resource file. I'm going to call this main. Okay, well, that didn't work out because there we go. All right, I just need to delete this one. Let's see, the first one's Icy Today. Today, title. I need to change that. And the strings. Name equals menu today. Then we're going to go copy. Description. Go to today. Because to menu today. Menu today. Okay, so the content description gets used by people with disabilities. They turn on the screen reader, and the screen reader then uses the content description to read it out to them. That's why I did that. So then I'm going to do settings. Let's see. We'll copy this. There we go. I see settings. Use settings. All right. So next up, now that I've got that done, we need to actually add that to the main menu. So we'll go here. We'll go app menu equals at menu main. All right, cool. So let's run this and see how it looks. Give it a second. Huh, looks pretty good if I do say so myself. These are a little bit further apart than what my design has, but I'm going to leave it because I don't want to mess with this that much. I wonder... I do believe that there are ways to adjust this. Let's see, action items, navigation icon attributes, title attributes, action icon. Nope. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. Typography, theme. Doesn't really look like it too much. I might be able to do it if I really dove into the code and try to figure that out, but it's not that big of a deal in my mind, so I'm happy with it. Okay, now let's get it so that this shows the correct date. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go up here to the main menu. We'll go val binding because I'm using view binding activity main binding dot inflate layout inflator. Binding.root. All right, cool. Now I need to create a view model. Main view model. Add. That's going to extend view model. Great. And then it's going to, at this point, share. So at this point, I want the view model to update this Wednesday and this date right there. So what I need to do is actually first get a date formatter for that. So companion object, private val date formatter equals datetime formatter dot of pattern. And if I go over here, I can look at the date time formatter and then construct my own format however I want. And so in this case, I want the month of the year. So LLL. Let's see, do I want, yeah, I just want the first 3 letters, and then I want the day of the month, which I think is lowercase d. Yes. And then followed by the year, which I think is lowercase y. Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cool. How we're going to be updating this is going to be via live data. I might switch over to flow at some point, or state flow, and just play around with that and see how that goes. But let's keep it super simple for the moment. We're going to go val current day date equal is a type live data. I could do like just a string, but that's really not going to work out for us. Or I could just provide the date and then let the have the activity do all of the formatting for me, but that's really not good because then I can't test it. So that's what. So this is going to have everything. What I also need is I need both the day of the week and the actual date itself. So I need an object that's going to handle that and going to be able to hold all of that information. So what I'm going to say is create a new data class called day info. That's going to have like the day of the week, the let's see, the day of the week and the actual date, and then it will probably include all of the data that needs to be included to show off this graph. Okay, so let's go and do this. And let's see, val day of week string val date string, because I want all the formatting to be happening in the view model itself. So day info equals mutable live data. Let's see, day info dot apply, because I want to apply it. Let's see, now equals local date dot now. And next up, it's going to be the actual formatting. So value equals day info. Let's see, day of the week equals now dot day of week dot get display name, and the text style is going to be the full, and the locale will be the user's default. And then it will be date equals, let's see, date formatter dot format passing in now, and we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and observe this. So we'll go back here to the main activity. I think I need to add the activities KTX. So if I go over here, see, I think I have this. Yep. So we'll copy this. Go over to our dependencies. Activity KTX. and it's the same as this app compat version. All right, cool. Worked out nice. So we'll go there. And the reason I had to add that is so I can do something like this. Say private val main view model. Main view model by view models. Boom. And now Android will handle and create everything in the view models and then create the view model itself and do all of that stuff for me. So what I can do now is say main view model dot current date dot observe, pass in the lifecycle owner of this, and then say, all right, current day, and go binding dot toolbar. Oh wait, I didn't give it an ID, so we'll go back here, say, all right, Android ID at ID toolbar, go here, toolbar dot title equals current day dot day of the week, then binding dot toolbar dot subtitle equals current day dot date. Then we'll go ahead and hit the run and make sure this looks all nice and hunky-dory. And you can see it does. So this is my current date, Sunday, February 14th, 2021. Perfect. Looks really nice. Looks good. There's only one issue, and at the moment it's because this view model is not properly or predictably testable. The reason why it's not predictably testable is I'm making this call to local date.now. And when I do that, then I can't predict what this value is going to be. And so I can't always predict what this is going to look like, or even what the format's going to look like. And so I'm not going to be able to properly test this. So the next step is going to be having to inject this in via Dagger and how we're going to set that up and everything. All right, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up Dagger. One of the big things that we're going to have to do is, well, a lot. Setting up Dagger from the outset or for scratch tends to be a bit of a difficulty. So I like to start with creating the modules and then moving on to the component and then et cetera, et cetera. So I'll walk you through how I do it pretty quickly. This is definitely going to be very fast. So first thing I tend to do is I'll create like a new injection module or package. Now modules are going to be the recipes that you need to create different components. I like to create one called time module. The reason I do this is because it's dealing with time, and so now I have to annotate it as a module. And then we'll go, let's see, at provides fun provide now, and so that's going to return a function. Now this is one thing that is such an amazing thing about let's see, instant.now about Dagger about Kotlin is I can actually return lambdas from functions, and so functions can provide lambdas and everything. So that's what I'm doing right here. What this is doing is it's anytime I inject this now function, it's going to return this. I'm using instant because instant is super precise. It's so many seconds from the epoch based around GMT time, if I remember correctly. It's a very precise way of getting the current time. So this is my time module. I'm going to create an app module too that provides the context. So we'll go app module because I'm going to need that at some point. At module at provides fun provide context context need this private val context. All right, cool, that works. Okay, now the next module that I need is a module that is going to provide all of the view models and such. Part of the thing, one of the nice things about using this by ViewModels delegate is I can provide a ViewModelFactory for it, and unfortunately, because I'm going to be injecting here, this doesn't know how to handle things correctly. If I was using Hilt, Dagger Hilt knows how to handle this all for me, but Dagger doesn't, and I'm using Dagger and mainly because I don't really want to mess around with Hilt right now. I actually have to create a ViewModelFactory provider or a ViewModel provider factory that handles Dagger and can take care of that. So that's why this is here. Mario, oh boy, Senoguera de Lorenzo did a couple of years ago provide us a nice way to provide create a ViewModelFactory and provide it and do everything that we need with Dagger for it. So I'm gonna basically work off of what he has created, do pretty much exactly the same thing, and do it that way. It's actually pretty cool what he has. So what I need to do first is create my ViewModelFactory. So we'll do this. Let's see, ViewModelFactory. All right, so I'm gonna copy what he has right here. So it is a singleton, which means that there is only going to be one ViewModelFactory within the Dagger dependency graph. What's really nice too is that this is going to be this itself is going to be injected because Dagger is going to know about our view models and what the view models are and how to construct them itself. And so that's what's going on here. When the ViewModelFactory gets created, it's going to be given a map of all of the view models and then build everything out for us. What's going on down here is this is how it will look everything up and figure it out. So it's looking it up based upon the class of the view model. I'm going to add this unchecked cast exception to the fun create, yes, there, so it doesn't warn me because I know it's going to work no matter what. That's just the way it is. It just doesn't know that. All right, so that's the first step. The next step is I want to create this annotation here, and you'll see what this annotation does in just a second. All right, view model key class. And okay, so what this annotation is going to be apparent in just one moment, but basically it's going to be targeting functions. It is both a getter and setter annotation, so it's going to generate getters and setters for us, and it's going to be done at the runtime. All right, so now here is where the magic is going to occur. View model module. Oops. And that's not what I want. Okay, so this is a module dealing specifically with the view models. So this is where all of the view models will be created. This binds annotation is basically, so we can read a little bit, annotates abstract methods of a module to delegate bindings. For example, to bind random to secure random, a module could declare the following at binds blah, 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 blah. So the idea here is that we are binding the ViewModelFactory. We are creating the ViewModelFactory, and it is going to be bound to the list in Dagger. Now, here's where the nice thing comes into play. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say main view model class, main view model. Yep. So what's going to happen here is if we go to our ViewModelFactory, you remember we have this map of view models. This is the how a main view model will get generated. It will get created by this function, but this view model key will basically provide this main view model class key. So map, this is the key. The class is the key for the map to the provider. This function is the provider. It provides the view model. This view model key is the key, so it's the key in the map, and this is the value. So if you remember, maps are key value pairs. This is the key in that key value pair, and this is going to be the value. And so that's why this into map annotation is there, because it's going to be binding it into this mutable map that will get provided to the ViewModelFactory and then get created and all that fun little stuff. All right. It's a lot. All right. This is pretty what I would consider pretty advanced Dagger implementation, but it's what I do. It's what I've used for years. So I guess I'm used to it. Okay, next I'm going to create the component, and the component is where it pulls together all of the recipes that we need to build all of that out. All right, so we're going to call this app component because it's going to be everything. At component, let's see if I did that correct. Probably. I think it's an interface. Probably won't matter in the end. Let's see. What was it? Oh yeah, fun inject, and then it's going to be activity main, because I'm going to be injecting into the main activity. All right, next step, now that I have the app component together, actually let's clean. Make sure this gets, because I feel like there's an annotation that I'm missing. This usually happens. I missed something. Didn't it? Yeah, okay, cool. Seems to be working nicely so far. All right, so in here, what I'm going to do, actually, first off, I'm going to create my own application or extend my the Android application. The reason for this is so that that app component can get created. Wait, init var app, and then we can just inject it anywhere, or we can grab it anywhere and inject it that way. On create. Oh, right, because I'm not extending application. All right, cool. So it would be app component equals app component dot builder. I did screw something up, maybe. All right, one moment. Pull up the documentation. Scroll down. Where are you? Oh, that's right. I forgot the modules. That would explain that. So now you have to provide a list of all of the modules. In this case, we're going to do, let's see, app module class. Let's see, view model module class. And then finally, time module class. Oh. Rebuild. The reason I'm rebuilding now is so that, oh, yep, look at that. The reason I'm rebuilding now so I can I have the builder that I need in here from Dagger to be able to build it all out very easily. So app component equals Dagger app component dot builder dot app module. It's going to say deprecated at the moment because I'm not actually using the context anywhere. It's not being injected anywhere, but that's fine. It's the same with this time module. Let's see. I almost want to do the view. I don't need the ViewModel one because of the binds. It uses binding instead of the modules and such, but that's basically it. So then I'm going to go to the activity and I'm going to get the @inject. And here I'm going to inject private late init var. I'm going to inject the factory. There we go. And then I'm going to provide it here. So now this knows what factory to use when building out the main module, main view model. So then here I do application as rhythm application dot app component dot inject this. All right. Now to get this rhythm application to be recognized when it gets built, I go here to the manifest and I say Android name equals that. There we go. Good to go. Now I actually need to inject something in here. So I say, all right, @inject constructor. So here is where the some of the magic starts happening. I'm going to say private val now is this function, this lambda. So now Dagger is going to recognize that it is that the main view model needs this lambda injected into it. And so if I rebuild everything, it's probably going to complain to me about something, because it usually does. Yeah, complain to me about something. Cannot provide without inject constructor. Main activity @inject. Okay. Unscoped. Oh, right. So here's the thing. Dagger, because I labeled the ViewModel module. Nope, not that one. ViewModelFactory as a singleton. That means my component should also be a singleton as well. So I'll just go @singleton. And I really only need the one component in the entire app, so it should be good to go for the time being. All right, cool. Everything got built properly. Cool. Let's go ahead and use this now function. So I'm going to get rid of this now. You'll note that now it returns an instant, and so this is not going to work. So what I want to do is now.to @zone. So instant, remember, is a very specific point in time. It has no idea about zones and such, about time zones. So I have to tell it to do a time zone. So I'm going to do just the system default, which is the user's default time zone. And I'm going to say .to local date. Rebuild everything again, just in case. And then I'm going to hit the run. Fingers crossed that this actually worked properly. Launched. And look, there we go. It worked. So now I have Dagger set up. I have the view model set up nicely so that I can inject a function in here for time, and I can do a test later if I really when I want to, when I get ready for the unit testing and everything. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. I think I'm happy with the way this looks for the time being. And next will be this guy. Oh, one other thing is I want to set the background color here and adjust the elevation, which is really super easy. So right here, we go here, say Android background at color green. So then that, and then get rid of the elevation, Android elevation 0 dp. Let's run it and take a look at it. Also need to set the elevation on the toolbar, I guess. No. Perfect. There we go. That did it. So let's go one more time. Double check. Because I don't have to, if I don't have to set up the elevation on more than one, then I don't have to set the elevation on more than one. All right, looks good, looks set and everything. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying this. The code is available on GitHub if you want to go and take a look and play around with it yourself. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with somebody that you think is going to help it. Sorry, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with somebody who you think would enjoy it as well, or who it would help. Hit that like button. It helps the channel out quite a bit. And also hit the subscribe and notification bell so that you know the next time that I set this up or put up another video in regards to building this app, and you can watch it as I go. All right. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.